47, 48. In this video, I'm reviewing the GlideZone JL86 Pro electric scooter, which is GlideZone's all-terrain monster scooter with a rugged design, dual motors, and 10,000 watts of power. I'm going to go over the assembly process and go in-depth on build and features, and do an acceleration test, a braking test, a hill climb test, and a review on how it rides. So let's get to it. So the JL86 Pro comes in a pretty standard scooter shipping box, but it's extremely heavy, with a package weighing over 140 pounds. So make sure to be very careful when moving, and I highly recommend having someone help you move it. After opening, the scooter is assembled about 90%. All you have to do is move the scooter from the bag it comes in, unfold, attach the handlebars, attach the crossbars, and adjust the display and throttle to your liking, including the box of necessary tools and instruction manual. The whole process only took me about 10 or 15 minutes, with most of my time being installing the handlebars and adjusting the display. So the first thing you notice about the JL86 Pro is the rugged design of the frame, which is burly and has a nice aggressive look. Powering the JL86 Pro are dual 5,000 watt brushless motors, giving you a total output of a mind-boggling 10,000 watts. On top of the series power is the claimed top speed of 50 miles per hour that I'll be testing later on in the video. And having motors this big uses up a lot of energy to run, and providing this energy is a massive 60 volt, 40 amp hour battery that's stored in the deck and has a claimed range up to 75 miles on a single charge. And what's really cool is that the battery is easily removable and comes with a dial lock so someone can't easily steal it. And if the battery is too small, you can also purchase a second battery. And since the scooter is so fast, it comes with heavy duty 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes with 160mm rotors that are 3mm thick to help with stopping power and minimizing brake fade. The wheels are 13-inch wheels that comes with pneumatic knobby tires with a 5-inch width and a really aggressive tread pattern. And for additional comfort, there's a hydraulic front suspension fork and dual rear shocks. And for safety and increased visibility, there's 7 headlights that provide a ton of visibility. And just for reference how bright these are, here's the headlight on a standard electric scooter. Now here's the headlights on the JL86 Pro. And as you can see, the difference is mind-boggling. And if you're wondering the difference while riding at nighttime, on the left side is the standard scooter, and on the right side is the JL86 Pro. And like I said before, the difference is staggering. And for some extra vibes when you ride, the front headlight is also a speaker. To connect, you have to turn on the headlights, find the speaker on your Bluetooth menu on your phone, and now you can play music when you're riding. And for additional safety, there's a rear tail light and turn signals. But if that isn't enough safety, and you're worried about people seeing you, there are rainbow light strips on the front end, on the side of the deck, and on the rear of the scooter and on the footrest. The scooter has a length of about 56 inches, a wheelbase of about 43 inches, a handlebar height from the ground of 53.5 inches, handlebar height from the deck of 38 inches, handlebar width of 27 inches, a deck width 11.5 inches, deck length of 23.75 inches, deck height from the ground of 14.5 inches, ground clearance of 9 inches, it weighs in at 124 pounds, has a payload capacity of 440 pounds. And at the time of this recording, the JL86 Pro costs $1,799 for the scooter, but you can add a seat with storage for an extra $200 or add an extra battery for an extra $398. While $1,800 is a lot for an electric scooter, it is by far one of the most affordable options with this type of power and speed. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is the speedometer verification test. I test the scooter against an iPhone app. So right now, scooter says 13 and the app says 14. So the scooter's actually underestimating. So speed level 2 goes to 25, 26, 26 on the app and 26 on the scooter. Perfect. Let's go a little bit faster to see how accurate this thing is. Okay, so right now we're at 30, for 32 on the scooter, 31 on the scooter, and 32. So I think this thing is actually insanely accurate. Okay, dude, let's hang out at 40 a little bit. So we're kind of bouncing back to 40, and it says 40 on the app. Wow. So this thing is calibrated perfectly. All right, here we are doing the top speed run, the JL86 Pro. First, we're going to start off in the single motor. When the top speed level, we're going 28, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, so in single motor mode, it appears around 31, 32 is its max. We're going to engage dual motors. Oh, oh, woo-hoo! Oh my God, it's taking off. We're at 40, 42. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God, okay. This is terrifying, dude. All right, 40, 43, 44, 45, 47, 48, 49. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm backing out. I'm getting a little scared. But, oh my God, 49 miles an hour. It probably could have gone a little faster, but honestly, I was getting a little scared. I was starting to get a little bit of speed wobbles. Oh my God. Let's do the acceleration test. Single motor, top speed level 3. We already confirmed in the top speed test, it's about 30 to 32 miles an hour. I'm just gonna go to 30 miles an hour. All right, ready? And go. 10, 20, pretty calm, very relaxed acceleration. 28, 29, 30. Like I said, very, very calm acceleration. Honestly, in the single motor, very user-friendly. Let's see how the dual motor is though. Okay, we already tested out the single motor acceleration. Let's do the dual motors. Okay, ready? And go. Whoa, Jesus, okay. 20, 30, 40, 44, 45. I'm gonna back out. Woo! Oh my God. So for the final results, in the single motor mode, the scooter went 0 to 10 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds, 0 to 20 miles per hour in 6.4 seconds, and to 30 miles per hour in 23.1 seconds. But in the dual motor mode, it was a much different story, with the scooter going to 0 to 10 miles per hour in 1.3 seconds, 0 to 20 miles per hour in 2.6 seconds, 0 to 30 in 5 seconds flat, 0 to 40 in 9.5 seconds, and to 45 miles per hour in 20.1 seconds. As you can tell, the scooter absolutely rips in dual motor mode. And this got me thinking, how quick is the JL86 Pro really? It's so much faster than any other electric scooter that I have. But what about a motorcycle? So I figured why not compare the JL86 Pro against my Honda Grom in 0 to 40 miles per hour acceleration. Here's how it went. Alright, here we go. Gonna test out the 0 to 40 on a 2015 Honda Grom. Ready? And go. 10, 20, 30, 40. All right, time to check out the acceleration between the JL86 Pro against the Honda Grom using dual motor modes. See how it goes. Ready? And go. Woo! 10, 20, 30, 35, 40. Woo!
Yeah.
So for the final results, the Honda Grom is 0 to 10 in 1.1 seconds, 0 to 20 in 2.5 seconds, 0 to 30 in 4.7, and to 40 miles per hour in 9 seconds flat, where the JL86 Pro went 0 to 10 in 1.2 seconds, 0 to 20 in 2.9, 0 to 30 in 5.1, and to 40 in 9.8 seconds. So overall, I'm pretty impressed. The JL86 Pro almost has the same acceleration as the gas-powered Grom that retails for almost twice as much money.
Alright, so now we're doing the hill climbing test. This is a 10 to 15% grade. We're in single motor, and I want to see what this thing can do in dual motor. And, oh, there we go. Woohoo! This thing smashes this hill. Oh my god. Okay. So 15% in dual motor mode. It's so easy, it's crazy. Let's do something a little bit steeper. All right, next up is a 22% gradient, dual motors. I've never even attempted this on electric scooter. 35. Dang, man. 32, 31. I mean, absolutely obliterating this hill. Holy moly. That was so easy. 22%, I mean like nothing. Dang, man.
Next, I want to test out the braking distance from 3 different speeds. First was from 15 miles per hour, which the scooter stopped in 8 feet. Next was from 25 miles per hour, which the JL86 Pro stopped in a very respectable 23 feet. And last, and certainly not least, is 35 miles per hour, which the scooter stopped in 43 feet. So the braking on the JL86 Pro really impressed me because it's strong, smooth, and doesn't lock up very easily. The 4-piston hydraulic brakes are super impressive, and most importantly, they have zero fade. They don't squeak, and are up to the task of stopping this heavy, high-powered scooter. So the last test is the ride comfort test, which in my opinion is the most important test for any electric scooter. So I rode the JL86 Pro around a lot in my testing, through many neighborhoods and varying types of terrain, and the scooter handled all of them with ease. The scooter has a very smooth ride, with a combination of the off-road knobby tires and front rear suspension doing a really good job of minimizing vibrations, while also not muting out the ride so you can still have a feel of the scooter beneath you, which made the JL86 a wild ride. The suspension of the JL86 works extremely well. The fork is a hydraulic shock, and the rear suspension is also dual hydraulic shocks as well that have a ton of travel. The suspension is really smooth, and surprisingly well dampened. Just by looking at the suspension, I assumed it would be extremely stiff, but it's not. It's very well tuned, and the rebound of the suspension is fantastic. I'm about 180 pounds and felt that the scooter was set up for my weight. The deck is also very wide and pretty long, which gives the rider a lot of room to adjust their foot position, which also adds to the comfort. The deck has skateboard grip tape that works so good and keeps your feet planted, even in bumpy terrain. Also helping with comfort are the handlebars, which are mountain bike riser bars that have really good vibration dampening. I also found the handlebar height pretty comfortable for my 5'10" frame, but it's not adjustable, so if you're really tall, you might find them to be a little bit too low. So even though the scooter is comfortable on pavement, it does have knobby tires that are wide and have a very aggressive tread pattern, so I decided to also take it off-road. So while riding on dirt paths, the JL86 Pro absolutely crushed them with ease, with the suspension handling bumps with no effort at all, and the tires seeming to have infinite grip. The scooter was so good in the dirt, it got me wondering, how good is the scooter in the sand, which can be difficult for any scooter? Well, to my surprise, the JL86 absolutely crushed the sandy roads. In the single motor mode, it is difficult to ride in the sand with the scooter being thrown around, and the less aggressive power output being able to go through the sand, but not that quickly. But in the dual motor mode, the scooter was amazing in the sand. It accelerated with ease, with the massive tires digging for grip. And since the front motor was providing power, the front end had solid grip, and honestly, it was just a ton of fun, and an experience I think everyone should have. So far through my extensive testing, the JL86 Pro has held up extremely well to daily use and really surprised me with its quality, especially for the money. The brushless motors are almost silent, they're extremely smooth, and have an insane amount of torque. What I really liked most is the Jekyll and Hyde personality of the scooter. When using the single motor, the scooter is very user-friendly and smooth. I would let a beginner use a scooter in single motor mode without any hesitation, assuming I was at speed level 1 to cap the top speed. But with that being said, when the dual motors are engaged, this scooter is bonkers. The amount of power the scooter puts down is really hard to describe, but you can feel it in your chest when you go full throttle. The rush of speed is out of this world, with both tires chirping every time I laid into the throttle. It's next level power and has to be experienced to believe. The tire, suspension, and frame also do a really great job of muting out any vibrations, and this is one of the most comfortable scooters I've ever tested at this price point. The tires really are the superstar though, since they're really grippy on both pavement and dirt, and since they're larger, they can also provide a smoother ride. With that being said though, since the tires are so wide, the scooter doesn't really turn that well. It's clearly designed to be a straight line rocket, and I'm okay with that. One thing I haven't really discussed too much are the brakes, which are phenomenal. They're 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes with massive thick rotors. They have great lever feel, and they have really good heat dissipation with zero brake fade when stopping from higher speeds. The last thing I want to discuss is the fun factor for the JL86 Pro, which, let's be real, is off the charts. Obviously, the motors are the main contributing factor of this due to the insane power and speed. But what also makes the scooter crazy is the excessiveness of it. It has excessive power, huge knobby tires, massive powerful brakes, a big deck, a big battery, a burly frame, it's ridiculously heavy, and the whole scooter is illuminated in rainbow colors. And it has 7 freaking headlights. There's nothing subtle about this scooter, and that's why I love it so much. So in conclusion, this is one of the coolest electric scooters I've ever ridden. And if you're looking to have one of the fast electric scooters, especially in the sub $2,000 category, the JL86 Pro is hard to beat. One caveat is that it's not your everyday scooter. This is a scooter that demands respect, or you could find yourself getting really hurt. But if you do respect the power and speed, you're guaranteed to have a blast every time you ride it. But if you have any questions or own a JL86 Pro yourself and want to share your experience, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great one.